After 99 cruise videos, these are the 15 mistakes I'd never make again. After covering 99 cruise videos on Cruise Smart, you start to see patterns. The same mistakes come up again and again, not just from first-time cruisers, from experienced travelers who have sailed a dozen times and still fall into the same traps. These 15 mistakes cost real money, ruin port days, and turn what should be a perfect vacation into something stressful. These are the 15 I would never make again. Subscribe to Cruise Smart right now if you have not already. Hit that button so you never miss a video like this one. Number 1. Not introducing yourself to your cabin steward on day 1. Your cabin steward handles your towels, your ice, your pillow setup, your timing preferences, and everything about how your cabin functions each day. Most passengers never say more than a quick nod in the hallway all week. That is a mistake that costs you comfort every single day of the trip. On embarkation day, your steward is often in the hallway when passengers first arrive. Taking 30 seconds to introduce yourself and mention 1 or 2 preferences changes your entire sailing experience. Do you prefer extra pillows? Would you like the room made up in the morning or the evening? That is the moment to say so. The difference in service between passengers who acknowledge their steward on day 1 and those who ignore them all week is real and consistent. You are not being demanding by stating preferences. You are making their job easier and your cabin more comfortable. On the first afternoon, learn your steward's name, greet them by name, and mention your specific requests. That single conversation shapes how good your cabin feels for the rest of the cruise. Number 2. Adjusting or removing automatic gratuities. Automatic gratuities on most major cruise lines currently run somewhere between $17 and $25 per person per day, depending on the line and the cabin category. Multiple cruise lines raise their rates in 2026. Some passengers see that total on their folio and decide to lower or remove it. The automatic gratuity is distributed across your entire service team. That includes your cabin steward, your dining room server, your assistant server, and in many cases the kitchen and buffet staff who work behind the scenes. These crew members often work 12-hour days, 7 days a week, for months away from their families. When you remove automatic gratuities, you are not cutting money from a cruise corporation. You are taking income from the people who made your bed, served your dinner, and brought you coffee every morning. If you receive genuinely poor service from a specific person, the appropriate step is to speak with guest services about that situation. Removing the entire gratuity is a different thing entirely and affects more people than the person who made it usually realizes. Number 3. Going straight to the Lido buffet on embarkation day. Embarkation day lunch is the single most crowded meal experience on any cruise ship. Every passenger boards within a few hours, and most go directly to the same buffet at the same time. The result is long lines, no open tables, and a stressful first meal that drains your energy before the sailing has even started. Senior cruisers who have difficulty standing in long lines, carrying a tray while walking, or navigating packed spaces find embarkation buffet lunch particularly hard. By the time they find a seat, the excitement of boarding has turned into fatigue. On most major cruise lines, the main dining room is open for lunch on embarkation day. It is significantly quieter, has table service, and allows you to sit down without a wait. Check your cruise app or ship's daily program to confirm whether the main dining room serves embarkation lunch on your ship. It is one of the simplest first-day improvements you can make. Number 4. Packing medications in your checked luggage. On embarkation day, checked luggage goes through port security, X-ray screening, sorting, and deck-by-deck delivery. Bags on some ships do not arrive until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. On busy sailings, some luggage arrives even later. If your blood pressure medication, heart medication, insulin, or any other critical prescription is packed in your checked bag, you may be without it for 6 to 8 hours on the first day of your cruise. Shipboard medical care is not covered by most United States health insurance plans, including most Medicare plans, and a single consultation can cost several $100s out of pocket. Every medication you need for the first 24 hours belongs in your carry-on bag. Pack a full day's supply of every prescription. Pack your regular over-the-counter medications there as well. Your checked bag will arrive eventually. Your health should never depend on when that happens. Number 5. Skipping or rushing through online check-in in the cruise app. Most major cruise lines now require or strongly encourage completing online check-in before the sailing, and the ship's app has become the primary way passengers access their documents, schedules, dining reservations, and loyalty benefits. Passengers who skip this step often run into problems at the terminal or discover on day one that their benefits are not showing correctly. Priority boarding designations, elite loyalty tiers, and onboard credits are now delivered primarily through the app rather than in printed form. Senior cruisers who do not use the app regularly sometimes miss perks that were sitting in their account the entire sailing. Complete your online check-in as soon as it opens. The window typically opens anywhere from 90 days to 21 days before sailing, depending on the cruise line. Download and log into the cruise app before the trip. If you have trouble with the app before boarding, call the cruise line's guest services number. Most can walk you through the steps. Number 6. Not confirming your dining assignment on embarkation day. If you requested a specific dining time, a specific table size, or a particular seating arrangement when you booked, do not assume it was assigned correctly. Dining assignments shift during the booking process, and errors are common enough that experienced cruisers always check on day one. The dining room manager can fix almost any assignment issue in a 5-minute conversation on embarkation day. By night 2, the available options are nearly gone. By night 3, you are typically stuck with what you have. A senior cruiser who requested early seating for health or sleep schedule reasons and ends up assigned to late seating has a real problem that affects every evening of the sailing. After boarding, walk to the main dining room and speak with the manager near the entrance. Confirm your assigned time, table number, and table configuration. If anything does not match your request, ask to have it corrected immediately. Number 7. Not knowing the ship's all-aboard time at every single port. The ship has a departure time at every port. All-aboard time is typically 30 minutes before scheduled sailing. Missing it means the ship leaves without you. The cruise line is not required to wait. What catches experienced cruisers off guard is that all-aboard times change from port to port on the same cruise. A 7-day itinerary can have a different all-aboard time at every stop. The time printed in your daily program the night before each port is the correct time. When you miss the ship, you are personally responsible for every cost to catch up with the vessel at the next port. That includes airfare, hotels, and ground transportation. These costs can reach several $1,000s and are not automatically covered by standard trip cancellation policies. Every morning of every port day, check the daily program and the cruise app for the exact all-aboard time at that port. Set a phone alarm for at least 1 hour before all aboard and treat it as a hard deadline. Number 8. Booking independent shore excursions without understanding the risk. Independent shore excursions are frequently less expensive than cruise line tours and often provide a more flexible experience, but they carry a risk that too many senior cruisers underestimate. If your independent excursion runs late and you miss the ship's all-aboard time, the ship sails without you. Cruise lines hold their departure schedule for their own booked tours because they have direct contact with those operators. Independent tours have no such arrangement. If your taxi or guide is running behind, the gangway closes on schedule regardless. This is not an argument against independent tours. It is an argument for planning them carefully. Use only operators with documented experience returning passengers on time. Build a buffer of at least 1 hour before all aboard. Know exactly where you are going before leaving the pier. If you plan to explore a port independently without any tour, build in extra time for traffic, unexpected delays, and distance from the pier. Number 9. Not reviewing your folio before the final evening. Your ship folio records every charge made to your onboard account across the sailing. Specialty dining, shore excursions, spa services, beverage upgrades, and minibar items all accumulate there. Errors are more common than most passengers expect. Minibar charges are one of the most frequently disputed items on cruise folios. On ships with weight sensor minibar tracking, items moved by a cabin steward or shifted by maintenance can register as consumed. The passenger receives a charge for something they never touched. Experienced cruisers check their folio specifically for minibar charges. even when they have not opened the minibar once. The guest services queue on disembarkation morning is the longest it will be at any point during the sailing. Trying to fix a billing error that morning while catching a flight adds unnecessary stress. Review your folio 2 evenings before disembarkation. It is accessible through the cruise app or the cabin television. If you see any charge that looks wrong, go to guest services that evening, not the next morning, that evening. Number 10. Misunderstanding what your drink package actually covers. Cruise line beverage packages are popular and widely marketed, but they are not unlimited in the way some passengers assume. Most packages have a per-drink maximum value. When you order a drink priced above that ceiling, the package covers up to the maximum, and the remaining amount is charged to your folio. Many passengers discover this on their final bill rather than at the bar when it matters. Premium spirits, certain wines, and specialty cocktails often fall outside or partially outside the included range. Rules vary by cruise line, by ship, and by the specific package tier. On most cruise lines, all adults in the same cabin must purchase the same package. An 18 to 20% service charge is added on top of the package price. Packages purchased on board typically cost $5 to $10 per person per day, more than the pre-cruise price. Before ordering anything you are not certain about, ask the server whether that item is fully covered by your package or whether there is an additional charge. Ask before it is poured. Number 11. Sailing without travel insurance that covers medical emergencies. This is the mistake with the most serious financial consequences on this entire list. It is one of the most common among senior cruisers who assume their existing health coverage will protect them at sea. Most United States health insurance plans, including Medicare and most Medicare supplement plans, do not cover medical care received outside the country or on a cruise ship at sea. A 2026 study found that 76% of senior travelers assume otherwise. A doctor visit in the ship's medical center typically costs several $100s out of pocket. A medical evacuation by helicopter or charter aircraft from a ship at sea can cost $250,000 or more in documented cases. These are not worst-case estimates. Travel insurance that includes medical coverage and medical evacuation coverage closes this gap. It is not the same as trip cancellation insurance. Read the policy details carefully. Confirm that medical coverage applies outside the United States and aboard a ship. Confirm the coverage limit for medical evacuation specifically. Purchase your policy early. Most plans require you to buy within 14 to 21 days of your initial trip deposit to qualify for pre-existing condition coverage. For cruisers over 60, this coverage is not optional. Number 12. Choosing a cabin without thinking about noise or motion. The location of your cabin determines how well you sleep, how much you feel the ship moving, and how much noise comes through your ceiling and walls every morning. Most cruisers book based on price and balcony view without considering any of these factors. They discover the problem on night 1 and live with it for the rest of the sailing. Cabins directly beneath the pool deck or Lido buffet receive noise from chairs, dragging, and cleaning equipment that starts very early in the morning. Cabins adjacent to elevator banks and atrium spaces run louder than equivalent cabins in the middle of the same deck. For motion sensitivity, cabins located in the center of the ship on a lower or middle deck feel the least movement. Cabins at the bow, at the stern, and on the highest passenger decks feel significantly more motion in any sea state. Before booking, review the ship's deck plan. Avoid cabins directly below the pool or Lido area. Look for midship cabins on decks 6, 7, or 8 if motion is a concern. Number 13. Not requesting cabin comfort items on embarkation day. Most cruise lines will accommodate specific cabin setup requests when asked early. The most useful for senior cruisers include a mattress topper or foam overlay for a softer sleeping surface, foam or non-feather pillows, extra blankets, a step stool for getting in and out of beds that sit higher than expected, and a refrigerator cleared of minibar stock for storing medications that require cooling. None of these are luxury requests. They are practical needs that directly affect how well you feel each morning of the sailing. Most cabin stewards can provide them with little difficulty when they know in advance. The mistake is waiting until day 3 or 4 to mention them. By then, your steward may not have the items readily available, and the rest of your week is already set at a lower comfort level than it needed to be. During your introduction conversation with your steward on embarkation day, mention any specific setup preferences at the same time. Stewards want to help and can usually accommodate more than passengers expect when given the opportunity early. Number 14. Visiting guest services at the wrong times. Guest services is the most useful resource on the ship and also the most frustrating place to stand when you arrive at a busy time. The longest lines occur right after sail away on embarkation day, right after the ship returns from a popular port, and on the morning of disembarkation. The shortest lines consistently occur during dinner service, when most passengers are seated in the dining room, during morning port departures, when large numbers of passengers are ashore, and late in the evening after 10 o'clock. If you need to address a billing error, resolve a loyalty benefit that is not showing correctly, or report a cabin issue, go at 9 in the morning or after 10 at night. You walk up immediately, have a calm conversation, and leave with the issue resolved. Most ships also have a guest services phone line for non-urgent questions. Check the in-room directory or your cruise app for that number. A brief call can often answer questions without standing at the desk at all. Number 15. Not having a disembarkation plan before the final morning. Disembarkation morning is the most chaotic time on any cruise ship, and most of that chaos comes from passengers who did not plan anything the night before. On the final evening, the cruise line delivers disembarkation instructions to your cabin. These include color-coded luggage tags or numbered departure groups with specific times assigned to each. You are expected to place your checked bags outside your cabin door by a set time, typically by 11 o'clock or midnight the night before. Senior cruisers who sleep past their group's departure window or who assume they can disembark at any point during the morning often end up in the longest customs and immigration lines. Choosing a departure time in the middle of the morning rather than waiting until the end is usually faster. On the final evening, read your disembarkation instructions the moment they arrive. Know your group and what time you are scheduled. Set bags outside the door before you sleep. Keep all documents and travel papers in a bag you carry off personally. If you need mobility assistance for disembarkation, arrange it with guest services the day before. Disembarkation does not have to be stressful. Every part of it that goes wrong in the morning can be prevented the night before. After 99 cruise videos, these 15 mistakes are the ones that show up most consistently and cost real cruisers real money, real stress, and in some cases a vacation they cannot recover from. None of them are complicated once you know to watch for them. Every single one gets easier the moment you have a plan. If this video helped you get ready for your next cruise, subscribe to Cruise Smart and leave a comment below with the words Cruise Smart. That is how we know you are part of this community, and it helps us keep making videos like this one.